Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Full Potential Show. I'm James Rick, and this is your #1 non-boring source for personal development. And today we have a special guest on the line who is certainly non-boring. We have Fred Gratz, an entrepreneur and author of Lazy Way to Success. He has assumed the title of the laziest man in North America. Now, that's him saying it, not me. How to do nothing and accomplish everything. Now, Fred, I told you, I have a hard time believing that you are the laziest man in North America. You started the Midwestern ice cream company back in the late 70s, early 80s, right?
Yes, that's right.
This is a company that at one point Nancy Reagan said she wants only your ice cream in the White House, right?
That's right.
And the Olympic teams in the 80s only wanted your ice cream, and then eventually you got fired from that job, which is you said is a long story. We can go into that in brief here in a little bit. And then you started a telephone communications company that was doing, what, $300 million a year in revenues. Is that right?
It started from zero.
Started from zero, doing $300 million a year in revenue, and yet you bill yourself as the laziest man in North America. So let's start there. For the audience that isn't familiar with your work beyond what I've just described, please share a little bit more about your background and how you can possibly call yourself the laziest man in North America.
Well, I'm completely unemployable. I've never held a job for more than 2 months. That's my personal record. And I think I'm one of 5 people in the entire history of the United States government to be fired from a civil service job. That's a trick. It's a rare distinction, and I'm proud. I wear the mantle proudly. And, you know, having been fired from my own business, one that was my baby. But anyway, the ice cream business, Great Midwestern Ice Cream was the name of it. In 1984, People magazine did a survey, a competition of all the ice creams in America to find the best one. And my ice cream, Great Midwestern Ice Cream, was declared the best ice cream in America by People magazine.
Amazing. And how do they declare? I mean, who comes up with that?
Well, they had all the writers for People magazine are scattered all over the world, all over the United States.
Yeah.
You know, the major cities. They're stringers. And the main headquarters in Time Life Building in New York City told the stringers, find the best ice creams in your area. Choose the best ice cream, and then that ice cream should be sent to the Time Life Building in New York City, and we'll pick the winner.
Wow, so well, that certainly doesn't hurt business.
It didn't hurt business.
And so you got fired from this company. How long did you started it from scratch, right?
I started it with no money, with no business experience whatsoever, and absolutely no clue how to make ice cream. But I found that no money and no experience and no knowledge, they're not obstacles to success.
You know, I'm finding this as a recurring theme. So, I mean, what did you do? What was your ingredients for success?
Well, I think it all begins with just being passionate about what I'm doing. I mean, I really love ice cream.
You loved ice cream.
I mean, and I had moved to Iowa. This is back in '79. I loved ice cream, but there was no good ice cream in Iowa. So the thought of living in Iowa without good ice cream, it was intolerable. So I had to, you know, that was that classic thing in business. You find a need and you fill it.
Yes, yes.
Well, I had a need.
Yeah.
I didn't care about the rest of the world.
You're like, I want some good ice cream.
Otherwise, I was moving.
Right.
So I started an ice cream company with not a clue how to make ice cream. I didn't know anything.
You were just making it for yourself, though.
Well, but I wanted to support myself while I was...
While you were doing it.
I had never been, like I said, I never had been able to hold a job up until then. So my options were quite limited. I either could starve or start a business. I mean, that was the choice.
So lazyway.net, and is it on Amazon? Is it in the bookstores? Where can we pick up copies of the book?
You can get it at Amazon, or you can get it at lazyway.net.
Okay. And
or you can ask a bookstore to order it for you.
Okay.
you know, it's not like Random House published it. It's
Okay.
like I started my own publishing company,
What's the name of your publishing company?
Soma Press, SOMA Press.
S-O-N-M.
No, M, as in Mary.
Soma Press?
Yeah.
Okay, Soma Press. Lazyway.net, and you've got a sample chapter on your website, lazyway.net. And you say it's a funny, interesting sample chapter as well.
But more than interesting, it's profound.
Profound. I'm going to check that
funny,
out.
But it just, it explains why hard work has absolutely nothing to do with success. That the key to success is finding ways to avoid work.
Love it. Let's wrap up on that note, Fred. Fred, you know, this is one of the longest interviews that I've done because I think you're just such a powerhouse of information and experience. Your track record speaks volumes. I hope that everybody listening and watching has gotten a lot of insights. I know I have just from this interview, so that's why I wanted to extend it. Thank you so much for being on the Full Potential Show, Fred.
But thank you, and I look forward to many times more because I'm full of stories. Among other things.
You know what? And totally let me know when your book Instant Athlete, Instant Zone is done, and we'll have you on the next show.
Thank you very much.
Well, that concludes this week's episode of the Full Potential Show, your #1 non-boring source for personal development. I'm James Rick, and if you want to get more positive programming for your brain absolutely free on a weekly basis, just visit fullpotential.com.